everyone. Hope you all are safe at your places. So, topic for today's video is Rutherford's model of an atom. And this model is also known with alpha particle scattering experiment. Okay? So, Ernest Rutherford was a scientist who was very interested to know that how electrons and protons are actually arranged within your atom. So for this purpose he designed an experiment and in which fast moving alpha particles were made to fall on a gold foil. What he do is he allowed to bombard alpha particles over what? Gold foil. Clear? So what was the source of alpha particle? How he bombarded? For this we have to understand this setup. So the source of alpha particle is your radioactive material. Clear? And this radioactive material is kept inside a lead box. So the function of this lead box is to absorb excess of radiations. Clear? And those radiations are allowed from where your lead box is open. Clear? So the function of lead box is to absorb excess of radiations. Clear? Now these radiations are now collimated. Now these radiations are now collimated. Collimated means they are allowed to move in a straight line. So to collimate these radiations, we place a slit which is made up of lead. Collimate means if we are producing radiations from this lead box, so these will scatter like this. So these radiation will move in a parallel in a straight line. So these radiations will be absorbed by what? These lead slits. So to collimate these radiation, what we use? We use slit which is made up of your lead. Clear? Now these radiations are allowed to strike over what? To strike over gold. Now gold foil. Now why we use gold foil? Because gold foil is highly malleable and this is your we consider that gold foil can be one atom thin. कि अगर हम gold foil को देखें तो ये एक atom thin भी हो सकती है, मतलब एक single layer में. Clear? Single layer में भी आ सकती है, so that your experiment will be easy. Clear? So this is the function of gold foil. Now after striking alpha particles to gold foil, where they will go? So to locate these alpha particles, screen is kept in front of your what? In front of your gold foil, and this screen is coated with fluorescent material, that is zinc sulfide, so that if any particle will strike this screen will illuminate. Clear? So this is all about the apparatus of or the setup of your Rutherford's model of an atom. Clear? So while performing this experiment, he come up with 3 observations. While performing this experiment, he come up with 3 observations, and his 3 observations were: when he bombarded or when he allowed to fall these alpha particles over your gold foil, he found that the most of the alpha particles move in a straight line. They do not show any deflection. They move in a straight line. They do not show, most of the alpha particle means 99.9% alpha particle will pass through what? Straight line. They move in straight line. They do not show any deflection. Clear? So this was his first observation. So what we'll write? That most of the alpha particles passed through gold foil without any deflection. Clear? This was first observation made by him. Now what was his second observation? Very few alpha particles are deflected by small angle. Very few alpha particles were deflected by small angle, that is in between 0 to 90 degree. Very few alpha particles were deflected by small angle. Clear? So second observation was very few alpha particles were deflected by small angle. And what was third observation? His third observation was surprisingly 1 out of your 12,000 particles appeared to rebound. Clear? Surprisingly, or out of 12,000 particles, out of 12,000, or in or some books it is 20,000 particles, only one particle rebound, or we can say or deflected by angle 180 degree. That means जो जैसे गया वैसे ही वापस आ गया. So these were 3 observations and that was made by your Ernest Rutherford. And what were the observations, what were the conclusions for these observations? So first observation is most of the alpha particles pass through a gold foil without any deflection. They move in a straight line. So why your alpha particles will move in a straight line? Why they don't show any deflection? For example, if you are having this wall, clear, ये पूरी की पूरी wall है, clear, cover है, और आप इससे बॉल मारो तो क्या ये बॉल आपके पास करेंगे? नहीं करेंगे. ये बॉल कब पास करेंगे इससे? जब आपके पास यहाँ पे क्या होंगी? स्पेसेस होंगी, एम्प्टी स्पेसेस, विंडोज होंगी, है ना, खाली विंडोज होंगी, ओपन विंडोज होंगी. सो द कंक्लूजन फॉर फर्स्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन इज most of the space in an atom is what? Empty. Clear? Most of the space inside the atom is empty, isn't it? कि आपके पास जो मैक्सिमम स्पेस है एटम में वो क्या है? एम्प्टी है. So that your particle, that's why your particles are not showing any deflection. So most of the space in the atom is empty, as most of the alpha particle are moving in a straight line. Clear? So first observation is this and conclusion is this. So most of the space inside the atom is empty, therefore most of the particles are moving in a straight line. Therefore most of the particles are moving in straight line, with that is without showing any deflection. Now second one, very few alpha particles were deflected by a small angle. Since very few alpha particles are deflected by small angle, and we know alpha particles are basically what? Positively charged particles. So these could be deflected by what? If we are talking about your alpha particles, so alpha particles are what? Positively charged particles. So these positively charged particle could be what? Deflected by what? Positive charged particle, isn't it? So these will be deflected by only when your atom is inside the atom, something positive body is present. Yes or no? So what we are saying, very few alpha particles are deflected by small angle. So why these alpha particles are deflected? Firstly, why these particles are deflected? First question is why these particles are deflected, then we'll talk why very small particles were deflected. So very few firstly we'll talk positive particles are deflected because inside the atom positive body, something positive is residing. That's why these particles are deflected. Now very few positive particles are deflecting? Because positive charge is not spreaded. क्लियर? पॉजिटिव चार्ज जो है वो पूरे एटम में जो है वो स्प्रेड नहीं हुआ। अगर जैसे आपके पास थॉमसन मॉडल ऑफ एटम में कहा था दैट पॉजिटिव चार्ज इज यूनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड, सो आपके पास बहुत ज्यादा जो पार्टिकल्स थे वो क्या होने चाहिए थे, डिफ्लेक्ट होने चाहिए थे, बट व्हाट दे सेड इज वेरी फ्यू पार्टिकल्स वर डिफ्लेक्टेड, मीन्स दैट पॉजिटिव चार्ज इज कंसंट्रेटेड एट वेरी स्मॉल रीजन। क्लियर? in this point I am telling two things. Number one, very few alpha particles were deflected. So first question is, why alpha particles were deflecting? Because alpha particles are positively charged, so they will be deflected by positive charged body inside the atom only. Clear? अगर negative charge होता तो वो deflect नहीं करते, attract करते. Clear? क्लियर? सो ये फर्स्ट चीज है। दूसरी चीज ये है कि बहुत कम जो है वो आपके पास डिफ्लेक्ट हो, बहुत कम पार्टिकल डिफ्लेक्ट कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब जो पॉजिटिव चार्ज है वो आपके पास थ्रू आउट स्प्रेड नहीं हुआ, जैसे कि आपके थॉमसन मॉडल ऑफ एटम में कहा था। क्लियर? सो दिस इज वेरी क्लियर टू यू। सो व्हाट विल से, a few positive charge alpha particle were deflected. The deflection must be due to repulsive forces between your what, positively charged bodies. So what we'll write, since very few particles were deflected, this means this means that positive charge is not spreaded throughout the atom. It is present or concentrated in very small region, and due to this positive charge repulsive forces must be there that causes deflection. Clear? So since very few particles were deflected, means that positive charge is not spread throughout the atom. It is present or concentrated at very small region, and due to this positive charge repulsive forces must be there that cause what, deflection. So this is your second point. I hope this is clear to you. So this is the conclusion for your second observation. Now your third observation is, out of 12,000 or 20,000 particle, only one particle rebound or deflected by angle 180 degree. Now let us consider, I'll make you understand this by taking one example. अब मान लीजिए आपके पास, इफ विल टॉक अबाउट हीलियम, सो हीलियम पार्टिकल्स आर ऑलरेडी वेरी हैवी. ठीक है, हीलियम के जो पार्टिकल्स है वो पहले से ही बहुत हैवी हैं. तो अगर हीलियम के पार्टिकल्स मूव कर रहे हैं और डिफ्लेक्ट कर रहे हैं बैक, तो आपके पास इसके सामने ऐसी कोई चीज आ गई है जो आपके पास इससे भी ज्यादा हैवी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू आर राइडिंग अ साइकिल, आप एक साइकिल चला रहे हैं और उसके सामने अगर एक ट्रक आ जाता है, तो ये जो साइकिल है इस ट्रक से धक्का लग के कहाँ आ जाएगी, वापस आ जाएगी. इजंट इट? सो सिमिलरली अगर आपके पास हीलियम की बात करें, तो जो अल्फा पार्टिकल्स हैं दे आर ऑलरेडी वेरी हैवी. सो अगर ये किसी चीज से टकरा के वापस आ रहे हैं, इसका मतलब कि आपके पास एटम में बहुत कुछ हैवी चीज बैठी हुई है, जिसकी वजह से आपके पास ये जो पार्टिकल है, ये जो अल्फा पार्टिकल्स हैं, ये वापस आ रहे हैं. सो सिंस सम अल्फा पार्टिकल्स और ओनली वन और टू अल्फा पार्टिकल्स आर डिफ्लेक्टेड बाय 180 degree angle, that means these alpha particles are already very heavy. and these could be deflected only when they strike with heavier body inside the atom. I hope this is clear to you. And this heavier body is nothing but your nucleus. Clear? Now I'll tell you what is nucleus. So nucleus is a small, heavy, positively charged body present when within the atom. So nucleus is a small, positively charged body present within the atom. Clear? So from this observation we concluded that the entire positive mass, that the entire, or indicate that all the positive charge and mass of the atom is concentrated in very small region, and this very small region is known as what? Nucleus. Clear? So I'm writing here the third observation. Since some alpha particles were deflected back, and these alpha particles are already heavy. I'll not say very heavy, are already heavy. These could be deflected back only when they strike with heavier body inside the atom, although this heavier body is concentrated in very small region, because very few alpha particles was rebound, and we named this as nucleus. And what is nucleus? So nucleus is nothing but small, heavy positively charged body present within the atom. So these were the observations and these were the conclusions of your Rutherford model of an atom. So after making these observations and these conclusion, he gave real model of an atom, in which he stated that, number one, that your atom consists of electrons and protons. Here we are not talking about your neutrons, because at that time your protons were not discovered. Second postulate is that your whole of the positive charge of an atom is concentrated in a very small region. Clear? And that region is known as what? Nucleus. So whole of the positive charge and mass is concentrated in very small region, region known as nucleus. Clear? Third one is size of nucleus is negligible in comparison to your atom. So if the size or if the radius of your nucleus is 10 raised to the power minus 15 angstrom, so the radius of your atom is 10 raised to the power minus 10 angstrom. That means the difference is between of what? 10 raised to the power 5. That your atom is 1 lakh time what we'll say, this is 1 lakh time larger than nucleus. Clear? So we can take another example which is given in your NCERT. If we'll place a ball in a cricket ground, so this ball is considered as what? This ball is considered as your what? Nucleus, and the entire ground is known as what? Your cricket ground is considered as what? Your atom. So the size of nucleus is negligible in comparison to that of your what? Atom. Clear? So these were the three postulate, and now the last one, and which is very important one, that is fourth one, that electrons revolve around a nucleus with very high speed. Electrons revolve around nucleus with very high speed. Now question arises that how this comes in his mind, that how he can imagine that electron can revolve around the nucleus. So for this I'll take one example. For example, if we are having here nucleus, clear, means positive, this is positive charge sphere, and here we are having what? Electron. So if electron will be stationary, agar aapke paas electron kya hua? Stationary. So if electron will be stationary, then electron will be your attracted toward what? Toward proton. Electron will be attracted toward proton. You will not, आप बोलेंगे प्रोटॉन भी तो हो सकता है, नो बच्चे, क्योंकि एंटायर मास जो है, सारा का सारा मास कहाँ पे कंसंट्रेटेड है? सेंटर पे. क्लियर? तो ये हैवी पार्टिकल है, हैवी चीज है, इसको ये नहीं खींच सकता, इसको ये खींच सकता है. क्लियर? सो electron will be attracted by what? Electron will be attracted by your positive charge, that is by what? Nucleus, isn't it? Due to what? Electrostatic force of attraction. Due to electrostatic force of attraction. I hope this is clear to you. So if your electron is stationary, so what will happen? This electron will be attracted toward what? It will be electron will be attracted toward your nucleus, and as a result what will happen? And the nucleus will your electron will fall inside the nucleus. Your electron will fall inside the nucleus. So to explain that electron do not fall into the nucleus as a result of your electrostatic force of attraction, Rutherford suggested that electrons were not stationary. Electrons were not stationary, and they are revolving around a nucleus in a certain orbit with a high speed. क्लियर? जो आपके पास इलेक्ट्रॉन है वो न्यूक्लियस के अराउंड घूम रहा है किसी सर्टेन ऑर्बिट में, और इसकी स्पीड बहुत ज़्यादा है. तो जब ये इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व कर रहा है न्यूक्लियस के अराउंड, तो जो फोर्स एक्ट हो रही है, यहाँ पे जो फोर्स लग रही है, दैट इज योर सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स. क्लियर? सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स कम्स इनटू प्ले, एंड दिस सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स बैलेंस योर व्हाट? इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स, ड्यू टू विच दिस इलेक्ट्रॉन विल नॉट fall inside the nucleus. I am repeating it again. आपके पास हमने बोला कि इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व करता है न्यूक्लियस के अराउंड विद हाई स्पीड. हाउ दिस आइडिया कम्स इनटू हिज माइंड. सो इफ इलेक्ट्रॉन विल बी स्टेशनरी, अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन स्टेशनरी है तो इलेक्ट्रॉन और पॉजिटिव कभी भी आपके पास चार्जेस हैं उनके बीच में हमेशा इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन होती है. क्लियर, कोई भी दो चार्जेस होंगे. सो ये इलेक्ट्रॉन इस न्यूक्लियस की तरफ अट्रैक्ट होगा, ये इलेक्ट्रॉन इसको खींच लेगा और ये इलेक्ट्रॉन फॉल कर जाएगा न्यूक्लियस में ड्यू टू इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन. क्लियर. सो to explain stability of this atom, your Rutherford suggested that this electron is not stationary, but this electron is revolving around the nucleus in a circular path, same as your planets are revolving around the sun. So this electron is revolving around the nucleus in a circular path in certain orbit, and this circular path, due to this circular path, the force, the centripetal force comes into play, and this centripetal force, clear, this centripetal force is balancing your what, electrostatic force. So they cancel each other's effect. Clear. And due to this your electron is not falling into your nucleus. Clear. I hope this is clear to you. So your F centripetal force and electrostatic force is what, equal. That's why your electron is not falling inside your nucleus. So this is all about your Rutherford model of an atom, and tomorrow we'll start with limitation of Rutherford's model of an atom. Thank you.